So my wife and I have just returned from an amazing trip to the United Kingdom, where among the highlights for me was the opportunity to be in the British city of Bristol, where we visited the New Room. The New Room in Bristol was the launching pad, the birthplace of the entire Methodist movement. In 1739, as a result of his preaching in the open countrysides of the surrounding mines and fields, John Wesley determined that he needed a meeting place, not a church. John Wesley was insistent that believers continue to worship in the churches and cathedrals of the day, but a gathering place to pull these fired up believers together, to fill them with insight as to what the scriptures were saying, and then to send them forth in mission and ministry in the surrounding community of Bristol. It was a phenomenal change in the way Christians responded to the gospel. These fired up early Methodists would leave the New Room and go into the streets to minister to the poor on the streets, to set up classrooms to educate the children of the poor. They were visiting the Newgate prison, one of the most horrid prisons in that century in England, on a daily basis to minister to the needs of prisoners. And they were engaging with the lost and with the left out and with the least of society. You see, John Wesley understood something fundamental about our faith. That yes, works of piety, things like fasting and meditating on the scriptures and prayer and attendance at worship are means of grace. But Wesley also understood that acts of mercy are also a means of grace. That God is empowering us not just to deepen our own personal piety, but in response to that and the working of the Holy Spirit within us to engage with the least and the last and the lost in this world. And that's what the mission of Jesus is all about. You know, it always strikes me that there's only one place where Jesus actually talked about what the final judgment would be like. In Matthew chapter 25, he says, when the Son of Man comes and all his holy angels with him, then will he sit upon his glorious throne and separate the nations as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. And he'll turn to those on his right, the sheep, and say, come to me, O blessed of the Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was naked and you clothed me. I was a stranger and you invited me in. I was sick and you ministered to me. I was in prison and you came to me. And then these will turn to him and say, Lord, when? When did we do these things for you? And Jesus will reply, inasmuch as you've done it to the least of these, my brothers and sisters, you've done it unto me. I think it's such a wonderful insight that the founder of this Wesleyan movement that transformed the world understood from the very beginning that acts of piety and acts of mercy needed to exist side by side as God's people were not only called into deeper relationship with God, but deeper connection to his mission of love and mercy and justice in the world. And that's why I'm so thankful that 33 years ago, men and women got together in that same Wesleyan tradition and launched an organization that would come to be known as TMS Global, joining Jesus in his mission in currently 42 countries around the world as we carry on this vital tradition that was birthed there in that New Room in Bristol in the United Kingdom. It was very inspiring for me to be there, to reminisce, to remember all of the power and all of the wonder of those early days of Methodism. But it's such a joy to me to know that this is not just a monument, but a symbol of a movement that continues today. I'm thankful that we continue to be a part of that, and I'm thankful that you continue to partner with us in it. We are so excited to join together with you to continue this mission of Jesus. I hope that you will go forth and practice not only acts of piety, but acts of mercy as well. And as you do, know that we love you here at TMS Global, and may God richly bless you.